Alright, Shalom. Before I begin this video, all praise, honor, and glory goes into Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, long true brothers laboring, okay, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem HaKakodash, Barakathum, into you brothers. In the title of this lesson is Esau Edom will laugh now and cry later, because Esau Edom, his pride is at an all-time high. It's like it. His pride is at an all-time high. All right, he's he's celebrating. All right, and this is not a day to be celebrated, right? That day being July 4th, because Jake is in captivity. To this very day, Jake is in captivity. Right, Jake being Jacob, the Israelites, right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. And you're subject to the heathen. Right, this is just Esau and the other nations celebrating, the two-thirds celebrating as well. Celebrating what? Babylon the Great. They don't know they celebrating Babylon the Great, but they celebrating Babylon the Great. Almost 250 years. It's like it, which brothers constantly go into the fact that empires on an average go on for about that long. So naturally, this place is on its last legs. This place is on its last moments. Everywhere you go, you see people, they dressed fucking red, white, and blue on. Which of course some of us were like that in the world. I wore a red, white, and blue shirt. This is years and years and years ago. Before coming into the truth. And you think back on those days and you think like, damn, the Lord has taken us out of that. And He's put us into reality. The reality of this situation is that although Esau Edom is happy and joyous and celebrating, this nigga has an end. Okay, he has a fall. He has a fall coming to him. A very swift fall. Right? The scriptures speak about I beheld Satan, as lightning, roughly paraphrasing. This nigga being knocked down quick. But this is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, and verse 21. Actually, let me just start off at the top. Lamentations 4:1. How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. And it's going to explain, us, the Israelites. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold. How are they esteemed as earthen pictures, the work of the hands of the potter? And we were supposed to be perfect, yet it was set up for us to go off, go into slavery, go into captivity. And now, Lord, will we be of the elect get freed from that captivity? a freeing of the nation of Israel. The elect of the nation of Israel is going to be free. First spiritually, then actually physically, with the Lord coming back and beaming up the elect of the nation of Israel. Lamentations 4 and 3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breasts they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness, which we know for a fact. They're not only, being raised by Israelite women that are just wicked. Not only that, but Eve for real, especially, now, in the time we live in now, Eve don't want to breastfeed. Eve rather just buy the shit in the container, which, Esau got putting all sorts of stuff up in there. All because it hurt. It's supposed to hurt. See, Esau Edom likes to show everything is easy. Convenient. You don't even have to go through all that. Now, you can just buy the can. Lamentations 4 and 5, it says, "They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets." And so now look at us. The Israelites, we cursed as hell. You look at that, just the average Jake, he not doing well. At all. Every Jake, every damn Jake you come across, there's something going on. They that were brought up in scarlet embraced dunghills. Yeah, so we were once a noble people. And people don't believe this, but we at one point, and we are to this day, yet it was known back then that we are the top nation on the earth. We are God's chosen people, the Israelites. So they embrace dunghill. Shit. Bullshit. Bullshit is what they prop up here. There's no wisdom here. It's all confusion, schemes, trickery. Lamentations 4 and 6. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her. So it's the punishment that's coming is going to be, not even times 2. Beyond times 2, times 1,000, times 1,000. And this place deserves it. This fucking place deserves it. These fucking people, they deserve it. All right, we deserve it. Yet, the Lord's will were of the elect. Because this place going out with a fucking bang. the biggest bang is going to be ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Lamentations 4 and 7. Her Nazarites were pure than snow. They were whiter than milk. All right, so we are the real white people, the Israelites, right? More specifically, the elect. Lord's will we be of the elect. We are the real white people, all right? Esau, Edom, they're the real black people. They're the wicked. They're the evil. Lamentations 4 and 7. Continuing. They were more ruddy in body than rubies. Their polishing was of sapphire. And Jake got different colors. Yet, most of the Israelites are, appear physically as people of quote unquote people of color. Their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It is become like a stick. Yeah, and our people, see, the world ain't pointing and saying, "Oh, look, these are the Israelites. These are God's chosen people." We should be respecting them. We should be serving them, right? They're not thinking like that on this side. That's why it's going to take the Lord to come back. It's going to take the Lord to come back and get these niggas straight. Okay, and how they're going to get straight is, all right, this place, Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, is going to be destroyed. The Lord is going to come back, and he's going to set up his elect. So his elect in the kingdom, right, is going to rule under the direction of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's the kingdom forever. We're going to do what the Lord has us do forever. Perfect, in perfect bodies. Lamentations 4 and 9, it says, "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger." So you're going to have people be thrust through with the bayonet. That bayonet, it's basically a K-bar, basically a big-ass knife that they attach to the rifle. That's going to be doing a lot of thrusting through. Then you're going to have, the gun, which we've been taught is the modern-day sword. That's going to be cutting through different... See, these niggas are going to be coming with all types of sound weapons. Okay, lasers. This ain't far-fetched. This is something that, that even though he tries to act like he don't got it, he done slipped around and revealed himself, because Esau Edom loves to do that. Esau Edom, he'll feel himself a little too hard, and then he'll say, or he'll do something, and that's the Lord making him do that, kind of, reveal himself. His countenance has changed before our very eyes. This nigga started off as the white man. And now he's the damn devil. Let's see, the so-called white man, he started off as the face of maturity, responsibility, elegance, wisdom. Right? If there was any sort of issue, and every brother can attest to this, growing up as a small child, you 6, 7, 8, they would always tell you if something happened, basically grab white folk. They gonna help you the hell out, right? Whether that be the 5-0 or the fireman or whatever the case is. right? This is the shit. This the best person you could go to. That's basically what you were taught from a young age. To the point where you would say anything that was too nice was the white people shit. Damn, that's white people shit. You know, you got a nice house, that's white people shit. You know, anything nice, anything good, you know, somebody, uh, you know, speaks a certain way, okay, he talking white. See, the so-called white man, he revered here. They love this motherfucker here. They can't get enough of Esau Edom. Esau Edom, he can't get enough of himself. I'm sitting here, I'm looking at an Edomite with a red, white, and blue t-shirt on. Right? If some go down, they going to him. All right? Anything this nigga can help 12. If something go down, he got his foot on your neck. You know, he just happens to have all the authority in the world, all the power in the world. He can kind of do what he want, do as he please. He get left alone. He can kind of be where he want to be. Right? Because he's seen as, right, the so-called white man, he's seen as the top. All right, especially if you a small hat. If you a small hat, your life gets on easy mode. So like Lamentations 4 and 10, it says, "The hands of the pitiful woman have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people." And so look at how the children of Israel are, and the way that they act, and the way that they, you know, interact and everything. Right? We've been systematically taught that, you know, that's part of our captivity. We raised by wicked parents, right? Whether that's two wicked ass parents, you know, or one wicked ass mama, you know, or whether you was, which is better to be, you know, if you can get raised by either or, it's always better to get raised by your father, right? When push come to shove, but either way, you under the curses. You under the curses either way, you know. Even if you got two, you might have two parents. They both do good. They went to college. You know, have all these extensive career. You know, it's still under the curses. Because you go somewhere, you still get treated like a nigga. You under the curses, no matter what you do. There's no way to escape that. There's no way to escape the curses. That's why it seems like Esau Edom is really, you know, living his best life and doing his. See, because of the curses. There's curses on Jake, the Israelites. Yet now things are reversing. All right, because us understanding this truth, us having the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know, that's us shaking loose from Esau Edom's grip. You know, because at first we were in Esau Edom's hands. All right, now Lord's will, right, we stay in the hands of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to the very end. Lamentations 4 and 11. The Lord hath accomplished his fury. He hath poured out his fierce anger, and hath kindled a fire in Zion, and it devoureth the foundations thereof. The kings of the earth and all the inhabitants of the world would not have believed that the adversary and the enemy should have entered into the gates of Jerusalem. And And every time something happens to us, all right, Jake don't want to believe it. Jake don't want to believe that he in captivity right now. All right, for the sins of her prophets and the iniquities of her priests that have that have shed the blood of the just in the midst of her, the Israelites. They have wandered as blind men in the streets. They have polluted themselves with blood so that men could not touch their garments. And that's just your average Jake. They cried unto them, Depart ye. It is unclean, depart, depart, touch not. When they fled away and wandered, they said among the heathen, They shall no more sojourn there. The anger of the Lord hath divided them. He will no more regard them. Yeah, so now look at us. You got the northern kingdom beefing with the southern kingdom. You got the northern kingdom beefing with the southern kingdom. Southern kingdom beefing with the northern kingdom. Right, and of course, that's just 2/3 niggas. We're not talking about, brothers in the truth like it's some sort of. No, I just mean just your average Israelite. The average Israelite will just look at, a so-called Mexican, look at a so-called Puerto Rican, and say, nah, they this, they that. All right, and not knowing that they're part of the 12 tribes of Israel. Lamentations 4:16. The anger of the Lord hath divided them, he will no more regard them. They respected not the persons of the priests, they favored not the elders. Right, teaching what? The laws, statutes, and commandments. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. Jake still waiting. Jake not looking for the Lord to come back. Jake looking for Esau, Edom to get his act together. It's like, maybe, maybe things will turn around if we just... No, hell no. Ain't nothing turning around. This place is through. Ain't no turning around. Ain't none of that. This place is out of here. This place is through. All right, it's being brought down to nothing. Lamentations 4:18. They hunt our steps. Yeah, so look at all the shit they got in place to have us fucked up. And this all the Israelites. Not just some of us. Right? They got you all subject to shit. You can't even go somewhere without having to prove that you. Here it is, this nigga Esau, he can just move throughout the earth. Yeah, your ass, you gotta pull out 100 piece of paper. Okay, you gotta do this, do that, right? You gotta show this, show that. They ain't gotta do that. All right, the elite don't have to show, ID. See, that's for you. You low level useless eaters. you firework poppers. Lamentations 4:18. They hunt our steps, and that's spirit. That's part of them hunting our steps. You got a grown ass man. Here it is. You got a grown ass man. He 57 years old, running away from a firework. Back up. Terry, back up. Back up, Terry. You know, Jake lighting fireworks in a wheelchair, can't even back up. You know, Jake on dialysis and lighting fireworks. You know, getting drunk as hell. That's Jake getting ruled over. That's Jake. Jake Steps getting hunted. Everywhere we turn around, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he pushing P. He pushing poison. You know, this nigga's he's the devil, man. All right, and all these different holidays are basically big up in him and what he's done. You know, nobody's giving any praise to the Creator, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, because really it's the Lord that's making this damn devil do everything he's doing. Lamentations 4 and 18, they hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. And it's going to eventually get to the point, shit, you're not going to be able to even go out and check your mailbox. They're going to be on you. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. Okay, this place, Babylon the Great, this place is a wilderness. It's a desert. This place ain't shit. It needs to be destroyed, right? Lamentations 4 and 20. The breath of our nostrils, the anointed of the Lord, was taken in their pits, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the heathen. And in all our different captivities, we had to be up under this damn heathen. All right, this motherfucker don't know how to do nothing. He don't know how to do nothing. You know, it's like building something and then maintaining it, and then watching the heathen fuck it up all day. You know, here it is. You done built, you know, America. You done built America for hundreds and hundreds of years, and every you know holiday, every day. It don't even have to be a holiday. Every day, every moment, every second. Esau Edom is reminding you that, okay, he rules over you. This his kingdom. This his, you know, this his society. And you niggas are just here to build everything up and stay out the way. You see, that's why they hate us building, you know, through the Spirit, building up Jerusalem. See, because that's something that he cannot physically change. And he's gonna try. He's gonna, you know, he's gonna be scooping brothers up fairly soon. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We ain't do shit, but bring out the scriptures. We ain't do nothing illegal, right? Brothers keep their hands clean for that exact reason, so that hey, when y'all do what y'all do, that's on y'all. Y'all gonna have to answer to the Lord. Right? You touching the apple of the Lord's eye, the Israelites. You know, you know what I mean? You're not touching Ishmael, Ammon. No, you touching God's chosen people, the Israelites. So it's a payment and a judgment that comes with that. So not only are you paying for what you did, you gonna pay for what you gonna do too. Cause it's coming. We in that time where Esau, he gonna make his move soon. CHIP coming down the pipeline. This nigga Esau, his pride at an all-time high. This nigga's the devil. He the worst. And he having the time of his life. Shit, go ahead. Is this hey Louis Will? We don't have another one of these, man. Another fourth, another any of these damn holidays. Limitations 4. Limitations 4 and 20. Salakia. Allergies. And that's another thing. Esau manipulating the plants, the clouds. This nigga is altering everything. He's attacking you from all sides, from all angles. Limitations 4 and 20. The breath of our nostrils, the anointed of the Lord, was taken in their pits, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the heathen. Being subject to the heathen. We've always been subject to the heathen. True freedom is coming for the children of Israel. All right, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Yes, so live it up. And to be honest, y'all ain't doing it up good enough. That's how you know this place through, man. This place through. When I was a kid, all right, this shit, dude. It was grills. Everybody had their grill on. You could smell barbecue cooking from across town. You could physically see the grill smoke in the air. Right? Now what? Now flash forward to now, they watching the news. They trying to figure out, okay, what the hell going on? They ain't got time to grill. Rent $2,300 a month. They ain't got time to, There's why celebrate Babylon the Great, aka America? This place is through. The people are through. They're through. It's no reason to even celebrate this place. You want to ask these people, okay, what you celebrating for? Why are you celebrating this place? This shit going down. It's like watching a fight. Esau versus Jacob. Right? It appeared that Esau is winning, but when you look at the numbers, really in the end, Jake gonna win. Yeah, okay, yeah, Jake taking a beating right now, but the end is already prophesied. Esau Edom finna lose. It's no arguing that. It's no debating that. Limitations 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. And the pride on the so-called white man is unmatched. Now, a very close second. I was going to say a very close second is Moab, but no, truly it's the 2/3. So at the top of the pride list, you have Esau Edom is number 1. Then number 2, you got the 2/3. After that, this is just me speaking as a man. I would have to say Moab. The heathen, and see the heathen understand and know that they rule over the Israelites. That's why the heathen constantly say something out of pocket. Constantly. The heathen is constantly saying something out of pocket. Why? Because they can get away with it. Especially Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And for a little moment, the Lord, had for a little moment, the Lord had it so that if you did anything to Jake, you was getting called out. That was just to bait 2/3 of Israel into thinking that there's some sort of justice for you or whatever the case is. Now what's the vibration? The vibration now is fuck you niggas. All right, fuck you wetbacks, you redskins. That's how Esau Edom is coming now. Because he starts off, okay, he fooling you. Okay, we want y'all to be included. We want y'all to feel like, y'all are part of it. Hell, okay, we want to put you first. We want to put you in all the movies. We're gonna have you winning all the musical awards. We're gonna do all this. Now what is it? Now. All right, Jake complaining. Where is our rights? This nigga treats you decent for a year. George Floyd got he got a knee put on his neck. They was treating you all right for about a year. Now it's right back to reality. Right? Now it's right back to reality. Now it's Esau Edom ruling, right? He letting you know, because he was ruling then. His grip, his hold on this place, right? It's always been tight. Yeah, he loosened it up a little bit, a few years ago. Now that shit is tighter than ever. Right? Since T-Dog is in office, right? That pride is at an all-time high, which is the water, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. The water, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, for these niggas being proud. This what we need. This our indicator, okay? That they're the wicked, and that the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you the righteous. Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. So you're gonna have to take that, and you're not ready for that. That's not something that you can be prepared for. They're not ready for that. Esau Edom is gonna be completely blindsided. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. You expose yourself. You got drunk and basically started taking your clothes off. Now we all know what you is, man. Now we all know what Babylon the Great is. A hoe, a whore. That gotta be burned up with fire. This place gotta be burned up with fire. There's no other possible way for this place to go out besides with ICBMs. You look at these people, they just need the missiles. Forget the talking. The Lord about to bring that CHIP, and then the missiles finna get to flying, man. Right after the CHIP come, hell, I mean, they could have the CHIP on the scene, and then 3 months later, the missiles come. It could be that swift, because we waiting on that. We waiting on that CHIP, and then eventually WW3. And in the midst of that, the Lord coming back, saving His elect, and then destroying everybody else here. I was listening to the live stream from that beloved elder apostle Rakah. Basically saying fuck everybody else. That's right. These people gotta go. Just looking at these people is a hassle. You just looking at them, you like, damn, man. Our people are through. Yet we serve a just God. We serve a perfect power. So, the Lord is going to perfect the Israelites in the end. Lamentations 4:22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. So this is it. America, this our last captivity. What could be worse than this? There's nothing worse than this place. When you really, meditate on it, there's no worse captivity than this. Because you got all, not just a couple nations here and there. No, all the nations, all 17 nations got their foot on Jake's neck here in Babylon the Great, aka America. Because if you don't work for Esau, you work for Elam, Ammon. Either that or just a wicked ass 2/3 nigga. So these people, they gotta go. They gotta go. The elect gotta get beamed up. Everybody else gotta go. If you're not an Israelite, you're not getting saved. You're gonna be stuck here and you're gonna be destroyed. We not pulling no punches for these fucking people. America, aka Babylon the Great, is gonna be destroyed by them ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. They need to touch down on this place. Destroy this fucking place. And the Lord is gonna do that. It's gonna be the Lord's doing. The Lord destroying Babylon the Great, aka America. Alright, Lamentations 4:22. Once again, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. Us going into slavery. I was watching a clip from the movie Django a little bit earlier. And the character that plays Samuel Jackson, just an old nigga, just an old grimy nigga. He was, not only was he owned by the current slave master, but he was also owned by the slave master's father. A nigga passed down, like how a family heirloom. Like Esau might have some cutlery, forks, knives, all silver, all gold, or something like that. Some plates that they passed down. Well, they would pass down niggas. Okay, I'm on my deathbed. Esau would say that I'm on my deathbed. Son, here's 200 niggas. I gotta, for some extra money, sell 20 niggas. Sell those 20 niggas, put life insurance policies. I got life insurance policies on all my niggas. So sell 20 niggas. Take that money. Okay, I know this other slave master, he'll buy them all. Take that money. Buy a couple, buy some supplies, for some overseers. Keep my plantation running. Keep these niggas in line. That's what they were saying back then. Keep these niggas in line, just like I taught you. I taught you all the tricks to keep these niggas, right? In the Willie Lynch letters. That's a guide. That's a guidebook on how to break a nigga, and some of them were regarded as nigga breakers. right? You go to a certain slave master, they call him a nigger breaker, right? Because he gonna break a nigga. Okay, that's what our people were subject to. The men, women, and children, right? The Israelite baby born on the plantation, right there, out there in the field, he get born. He live his life. He work in the field till he an old man. He die in the field. He was born in the field. He died in that same field. Him and his children and his wife. You know, that's what our people were subject to. Getting beat to death in that field. You know, having dogs, 4, 5, 6 dogs tear you apart. You get whipped. You get 20 lashes across the back for something as simple as making eye contact. Esau constantly said, "I don't even want my niggas looking at me. Any nigga who makes eye contact with me get 20 lashes." You might accidentally make eye contact and get 20 lashes. We gonna be the same way in the kingdom. Any Edomite that looks us in the eyes, you out of here. You out of here. That's a no-go. That's no. Once again, I'm just speaking as a man. In the kingdom, that's gonna be one of the unspoken rules. They gonna know that from the jump. Okay, do not look at the Israelites. Of course, we gonna beat them so bad they're not gonna be able to see anyways. Eyes are gonna be all puffy, unrecognizable. All right, that's why it speaks about rejoice, O daughter of Edom. Have a good time now, because coming soon you won't be able to see. You'll barely be able to walk, talk. You're gonna look like literal Walking Dead extras, just beat down. Why? Because you're gonna be, hey man, you're gonna be building up. You're gonna be building up the kingdom, and you're gonna do the extra hard tasks. We're gonna make the heathen do hard tasks, but the hardest tasks are gonna go to the Edomites. Lamentations 4:22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So now that your sins have been discovered, now that it's been revealed that Esau, Edom, you are the so-called white man, you are the wicked. Now that that's been revealed, now comes what? Now after you've been captured and the verdict has been, read to you, you found guilty. Okay? You found guilty. Yet Esau, Edom, what happened with Esau, Edom is found guilty, yet right now he out on bond. He out on bond. And he doing all sorts of shit to where at this point he a vigilante. Right? And then guess what? You about to get scooped back up. This nigga is loose for a short time. He's loose for a little second. Yet, he's about to be apprehended. When our Lord comes back, he's going to be apprehended. He's going to be rounded up. All right, the elite. Y'all ain't escaping nothing. Y'all gonna be the first. Y'all gonna be the first fruits of slavery. We gonna get y'all, man. Psalms 149:1. praise ye the Lord. Sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise in the congregation of saints. So the new song is just us, fast forward into the future, us singing that same song. It's the same song, but it sounds new. Just because time has passed from, the thousands of years ago when our Lord was on the scene, telling his disciples what's to take place. We're in the times in which the things that he spoke about, those are the things that are taking place now. The things that John the Revelator saw, those are the things that are taking place now. All right? Different things that Esdras has seen. Ezekiel, Amos, seeing these different things take place. All right? The rulership of Babylon the Great belonging to Esau. All right, this nigga falling. Okay, the upliftment of the children of Israel, specifically the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, Psalms 149 and verse 4. No, Salakia. Verse 2. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushua. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance. Yeah, so that's why we always give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Let them praise his name in the dance. Yeah, so if his name don't matter, why does it say praise his name in the dance? Okay, and what's his name? All right, the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and the name of his only begotten Son is Yahushua. Okay, and how we know that is through the Rakak Kodash, the Holy Spirit. Psalms 149 and 3. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. And each brother adding in a scripture. That's like a string being played. Right? Brothers, speaking on the different articles, different things that are seen. That's that music being played. Putting up videos. Psalms 149 and verse 4. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people, right? The Israelites. And you see those two dots. After those two dots, that's the Israelites, right? He will beautify the meek with salvation. So the meek, once again, the meek are the Israelites, and being saved. How are we going to obtain that salvation? Lord's will, we are the elect of the nation of Israel, and Yahushua is going to come save us. Because he is salvation. He is our deliverer. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh Shema Shai be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. Yeah, we're going to have all authority. We're going to have all the authority. We're going to have all sorts of... We're going to have rods, swords. We don't really need shields, but we'll probably have shields. Knowing Jake, we'll probably have shields just for the look, because we're gonna be looking magnificent in the kingdom, man. We're not gonna sin no more. Therefore, everything that we do, it'll be perfect. It'll be in perfection. Psalms 149 and verse 7. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. So slavery coming back to execute upon them the judgment written. All right, and that's the whole scriptures.